Good evening, and welcome to the Calyx. This is part 3 of Sorority of the Unordinary. And this is a scenario you can find in the Chaosium published scenario book, Doors to Darkness. It is a wonderful, wonderful book for beginner keepers and experienced keepers alike. This particular story is by Brian Courtemanche. Courtemanche, I think it's French, and that is how you say French things. A huge, huge thank you to Chaosium Inc. They sponsor this show. They are the publishers of Call of Cthulhu, and if you want to support the show and show your love, you can follow the link in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or there is a button, there's a panel button if you're watching on Twitch, and if you click that link, it makes us look good. Also, you can go to chaosium.com and you can get 10% off anything. We have a new code because our codes expire, but then you can only use them once. So remember, one-time use. Do your big purchase with the code. Don't just buy that one $5 thing, because you get 10% off anything you get in your whole cart if you use Calyx S3 for season 3. And they have so many wonderful products. They have not only Doors to Darkness, but there's the Keeper Rule Book, there's the Investigator Handbook, there is the Malus Monstratum, which is a bestiary and deitiary? That's a word I made up. There's 2 volumes. One's beasts, one's deities. Anyway, I'm just talking a lot, and so to rectify that, I will bring in my incredible, beautiful players who are here for the 3rd week in a row, which is so nice and wonderful for me to watch these characters bloom and blossom and flourish. And so, without further ado, welcome, friends. Oh,
hello.
My.
Thank you. We're here.
You're here. Let's go around the table and introduce yourself and your character, where they can find you, the person, and where the mind of your player character might be right now. Let's go backwards and start with Gina.
Oh, me? Okay. Well, hello. I'm Gina DeVivo. I have my giggle water, as they might have said back in the day, and I'm doing well. You can find me online at Pocket Gina. I do RPGs all over the internet. But today, I'm playing Jo Reeves. And last episode, her vices and bad habits are getting her dear friends in trouble. And maybe that's weighing on her a little bit. And she has now gifted her handy-dandy flask to her dear friend, Penny. And it is going to be a challenge for Jo, because she really wants to try and make sure that she's good for her friends. Yeah,
that's beautiful. I should tell our viewers at home, all of us may be a bit giggle watery today. Is that fair to say?
Good episode.
Yep, it's going to be a great episode. We'll get into a recap in a moment, but last episode, these players may have chosen to just start a fight when that... hey, you know, sometimes you don't want to do what Linda Lovewing suggests you do. We'll get into that.
Which is go to bed and go to the library in the morning.
Yeah.
Should I have done a show recap before me?
No, wait, we'll get to it. I got excited. Bridgett Jeffries, hello.
Hello. My name is Bridgett Jeffries. I love all things horror tabletop role-playing games. So whether that's Call of Cthulhu, Cthulhu Dark, Dread, Alien the RPG, Survive the Night. I mean, just if it's a horror tabletop role-playing game, I promote it, I love it, I run it, I play it. And if you would like to see more of that, you can check us out over at www.symphonyentertainment.com. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is my gaming company dedicated to horror role-playing games. If you really love horror role-playing games and you're interested in writing for a 7th edition Call of Cthulhu, the best ever, feel free to reach out to me. I am the newest Chaosium community ambassador, so I can get you plugged in with all the resources and workshops and class and other ambassadors who can actually help you going from, I have a cool idea in my mind, to, hey, I'm actually an Electrum best-selling gold seller on Drive-Thru RPG. And last but not least, if you would like to hear me ramble, hopefully a little bit more articulate than I'm going to be doing tonight.
You're perfect.
Feel free to check us out at the Miskatonic University podcast at mu-podcast.com. Long one, am playing Millie Green, who I guess it's probably going to be better in the overall recap, but she is waking up this morning after a scuffle, a pretty brutal attack, and some emotional whirlwinds, with a brand new attitude and outlook on life, especially when it comes to the Danvers Asylum for the Insane.
Absolutely, yes. She did have a rather rough night, but her friends were there to help her out and drag her away from the madness. And Penny Peterson Langley, I don't know if you know this, I have updated your overlay slightly as we learn some more information about Peterson.
Well, hi. My name's Paula Deming. I make board game sketch comedy called Things Get Dicey. A new episode just dropped today. It is all about the Shelf of Shame. If you're a board gamer, you know what I'm talking about. Or do you? Better watch the episode and find out what the heck I mean by that. I also stream board games and video games here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Paula Deming, and for GenCon TV, twitch.tv/GenCon TV. And I contribute videos to Watch It Played, which is a YouTube channel you might know if you've ever watched a rules video for a board game. I play, also, I'm on the board game comedy panel show podcast, This Game is Broken, and I'm also on the comedy I don't know why I'm doing this, comedy paranormal podcast, Death by Monsters, a podcast all about monsters, mysteries, and the unknown. If those things sound interesting to you, find them on whatever podcatcher you enjoy.
Podcatcher. Gotta catch them all.
You gotta catch all the pods. So, yes, I play Peterson Penny Langley. I am a doctor of medicine. I attended Yale. I have an interest in cryogenics, and I truly believe that science has an answer for everything except this situation. Having some upsetting dreams. I'm feeling like maybe there aren't some answers like I thought there were, and I'm really hoping to find some comfort in just doing some research in a library and learning just hard facts and saving our friend Larry. And that's what I'm thinking about right now. So,
Yes. All right, now time for the TLDR. So, these three adventurers.
I went to Yale.
You went to Princeton.
Y'all, I went to Princeton.
Also,
but I think I said Yale right now.
You said Yale, and I was like, hey, she's a smart one. She knows.
Nah.
It's a misdirect. It's an inside joke between Yale and Princeton alums.
I mean, if you look at me and believe I could have gone to Yale, then joke's on you.
Yuck fail. Okay. So, last two scenarios. This is what happened. The three of you are agents for the Sorority of the Unordinary. You were sent by the dispatcher to help a sometimes contributor patron of this society, and that's Larry Croswell, the writer, the occultist, the researcher, the mystery man, an older gentleman that each of you remember fondly as sort of an uncle-type figure, who is now in an insane asylum of his own accord, though you did receive a letter from this kindly older gentleman telling you that things were not as they seem at the asylum. Then you received another letter the next day saying, Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. In a rather different font style, making you even more suspicious that your friend Larry is in desperate need of your help, something that you verified as you went to the Danvers State Asylum. And while you were there, you saw some disturbing things. You saw a man in desperate need of your help. He is trapped and alone, and this is not a place that values rehabilitation, to say the least.
Though it used to.
This place gave Millie feelings of... it did used to. Yes, it is currently under the purview of Dr. Berger. But formerly, as you know, from seeing some newspaper clippings in the office, a Dr. Shine ran this place. And as you know from the boarding house keeper, the keeper of the boarding house, your new friend Linda Lovewing, when Dr. Shine was in charge of the asylum, things seemed to go better. People seemed to be healthier and happier and less dead. Yes, or whatever. Anyway.
Less dead.
Yeah.
And how fully dead are they, though?
Well, we'll find that out
makes a difference.
As you continue on in your research and adventures and investigations. But all you know is that, well, you did observe the orderlies, the strange orderlies, the ones with cuts and bruises on their arms, the ones that can't form a sentence all too well, but seem to be very loyal to the estate at which they work. They were patrolling the grounds when you would have assumed that these same orderlies would have been off duty. And in her need to know the truth, Jo may have hopped out of the vehicle as you were doing a slow, investigative stakeout drive-by late at night. And while doing so, may have gotten Millie clocked in the chin with a baton before Penny scared them off. With all of their toughness.
That's right. With them so tough. With my gun. That guy brought a ticket to the gun show. With this kind.
All right. Well, unless there's anything anyone would like to add to our recap, we, after heading back home, waking up the next morning, slightly revived with the aid of Linda Lovewing, the boarding house owner's knowledge and tea, you have headed out. She is, of course, the co-chairwoman of the Historical Society of Danvers, Massachusetts, and she has volunteered to get up early with you and take you on a tour. All right.
Let's go. Let's learn some things. I have some specific things. Peterson pulls out their notebook and some specific things that I'm interested in finding out at the Historical Society. So I would like to read
Do you
a
share
book.
those things?
Library.
Yes, I am looking for. I would like to know if that reservoir has always been on the property, or if it came about at some point. Maybe what happened to Dr. Shine, or if we can find out any information about Dr. Shine anywhere. Yes.
Anything, Linda?
Those are my main things.
Oh, my dearies, please follow me, step this way. And she does this little shuffle. She's wearing her pillbox hat and a long fur coat. It's only September, it's fall, and the weather is mild, but...
I love her.
When you got it, you gotta rock it, you know? This way, yes, right behind me, stay behind me. And she's shuffling very slowly down the sidewalk as you look up down the main street of Danvers. It's a small town. You see a police station, a library, and she takes you to an unassuming building, a square gray stone building that has a plaque out front. Danvers Historical Society, established 1695. As you recall, each of you felt a tingle down your spine the last time you were here. A tingle that told you someone was watching you, but as you looked around, you don't see anyone out of the ordinary, just people going about their business, going in and out of the local shops.
How many people would you say? How populated is this town after the incidents where everyone got sad? Who stayed?
Do you ask Linda?
I guess I don't ask her, since we've just pumped her. Well, Peterson has pumped her full of information to start thinking what aisles to take us to. So I just want to give a quick scan of like, what's a typical day at hustle bustle in the square?
Yeah, roll for intelligence. And as you're looking around, you see a good amount of people coming in and out. It's a very small town, and there's a limited... This is the street, as far as you can see on the drive here. So everyone that's in this town, this is where they come when they need anything.
I got a 17.
Oh,
well
amazing.
done.
Yes, with that, at least a hard success, I'm sure. You
Actually, no. Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, hard success. 15 is my, like,
extreme. You would estimate that the population of this town is around 15,000. Pretty small.
Yeah.
Sure. But enough that not everyone knows everyone's business. You'd probably just know your, like, 15-block radius business.
Oh, you definitely know that 15-block radius.
You know that 15-block, but you're not going to know, like, every person.
No, but I would say the notable figures in town, say the doctors that run the asylum or the local constable, those people are well known by everyone in the town.
Yeah.
When Millie gets out of the vehicle, she will take a moment to adjust her decorative scarf. If we're going out in public, she's not trying to get unnecessary stares. Her accent already pins her enough. She doesn't need that going as well. So she'll adjust her scarf the best she can in like the side view mirror of Miss Linda's car. And she'll look at the building with this look like almost like a cat stalking prey, or maybe a person, kind of like how Joe sizes up other people. Like, I could probably take that person. One of those up and downs. When you say that I feel like I'm being watched, is this similar, analogous to how I felt Danvers was watching me? Do I feel like the Historical Society is watching me with that focus, or do I feel watched from somewhere else? Can I even ping that emotion?
Roll for either occult or spot hidden.
Got it.
And
for spot hidden.
Success with spot hidden. You look across the street into what looks like a local hardware store, and you see an alleyway around the corner from it, and a large figure is right on the corner of the building leaning. You catch their eye for just a moment before they dash backwards into the alley, and you know that person was watching you.
Okay.
They were wearing a large hat and trench coat. Speaking of what one is wearing, is Millie wearing her gree, or did Peterson even return it?
I have not returned it yet. It's still in my kind of brief medical bag. For when the moment feels right, I'm not sure she's going to take it back at this point, because she seems like she really gave up on it. But I know in the right moment she's gonna want it, and then I'm gonna be able to produce it for her. But I'm gonna wait for that moment.
Yes, of course. And this is the pouch, the spiritual representation of voodoo witchcraft that that Millie believes in or did.
Actually, I think Peterson might have it in their pocket. Maybe it's not in the bag. think I've put it in the pocket of my slacks. They're nice deep pockets, because they're pants made for a man. So they're nice deep pockets you can actually put things in, and I think I have it in there so that it's easy access. I don't have to rummage around for it because I don't know when the moment's going to come that she's going to want it, but I know she will, so I want to have it easy. So it's in a pocket, just so you know.
Excellent. Linda has approached the Historical Society, opens the door, or rather an older gentleman, even more age-spotted than she is, almost bald with a few wisps of hair and a button sweater. The buttons are a little off-kilter. He opens it, Miss Lovewing, and opens the door. Oh, well, come on in, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. As we walk by the old man.
He can't hear anything you say.
Oh. Maybe he can read my lips. I'm not sure.
He does nod a slight acknowledgement. As each of you come inside, it's a small, square, blocky room. There's a hallway up ahead. There are framed photos in this room, probably like 20 by 20 feet, a desk, and behind it has another plaque saying, "Welcome to the Danvers Historical Society."
Great. Linda, could you point me in the direction of the plans, perhaps, for where you keep plans for historical buildings here in town? Specifically, I'd like to look at the original plans for the Danvers Asylum, of course.
Oh, that is a lovely idea. Why is it you're so interested in this asylum?
Well, we have a friend there, and so I just want to know if I'm not sure he's being treated well. And Peterson suddenly will just look around like, oh, am I supposed to be saying all of this? But I need to know, I'm just curious about if the way the grounds are and the building is now is how it's always been, or if it's changed over time. Specifically the reservoir that the drinking water comes from.
She leans in close and says, "Are you trying to break him free?"
Well, I'm trying to. He would like to leave and they're not letting him, so I would like to make a situation where he can leave, yes.
Oh my. Oh my. She takes off her pillbox hat and her fur coat and puts them on the hook. Oh, this is more serious than I would have thought. Peabody. Oh, no, wait, that's the name of the institute.
Fleming. It's his institute. Oh my, what an honor.
His name is now Fleming.
Fleming, okay.
Fleming.
Fleming!
I just go tap him for her.
It seems that he can read lips, as far as you can tell, because he's squinting at your mouths. Although
Linda.
he is wearing very thick spectacles. Yes?
Sorry. Yes. Linda.
Fleming?
Linda wants you.
Give them access to the archives.
Oh.
Something in Linda.
Yeah.
Fleming looks shocked. It seems like people are not granted archive access very often.
Oh my God, I love Linda.
I know.
So much. Oh my God.
But he holds...
Peterson sees this look of shock and will go, I'm very used to being in the research stacks. I know how to at Princeton, we were definitely taught that you needed to respect the historical documents that you were looking through. So
Peterson?
you don't have to worry. We will take care of everything.
Are you flexing for Fleming?
Yes.
I don't know if you got that. You
Also, what is flexing?
You remember your gun show?
Oh, yes. I'm glad everyone appreciated the humor that I had earlier.
Oh,
Not often that happens.
I'll take you back to... His dentures are way too big for his mouth.
Oh.
I'll take you back. Come with me, ladies. And he leads you through a creaky door in this back of this main room. And there are stairs down.
Becca, is it okay if I stay upstairs? Will they allow me to do that?
Oh, yeah. Linda's doesn't look like she's going down either.
Okay. Millie will move over to Peterson as she's more self-consciously, fixing the scarf. And she will motion at their notebook that they've been taking notebook. It's almost like an emotion, like, can I have it?
Peterson's notebook?
Yeah, Peterson's notebook, yeah.
I don't know what I'll use to take notes with, but
I'll give it back, darling.
All right. And we'll hand it over.
Hey.
And she's going to do this super fast. She's going to write down all of her questions for Bridgett not being in the scene, but all the questions she would ask into the notebook. And I mean, it's everything from co-signing you wanting to get the original plans for Danvers, any type of updates, any type of backstory that we can get on Berger. She has Salem and then equals and then ground with a huge question mark and multiple circles on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she does make a note that Danvers founded 1695, Salem witch trials 1692, 1693. And then as she hands the book back, she's just going to say, we were being watched. I'm just going to see if I can do a little watching back upstairs.
Do you want me to stay with you?
No, darling, you're fine. Thank you, though, so much.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you wanted to take your own notes, but I understand now.
Oh, darling, I would never do that to you. I would never ask you to part with that dear book of yours.
Right, well, thank you. I will look into things and just be careful.
Hey,
Fleming holds the door, gesturing for you to go first down these stairs. And just a little point of order, Millie, I'm going to let you heal 1 more HP because you had a good night's rest last night.
I did have a good dream. That's right. Thank you so much for that, Becca. I need it.
Joe's going to come up to you and just say, just in case. And she slips her butterfly knife into your pocket. She does. I don't want to leave you unarmed if you're going to be up here by yourself.
She doesn't say a word, but she gives you this super, once she's impressed with how skilled you were with it. You can see that in her face, but she just throws you almost like a flirtatious wink. And she says, don't worry, darling, I will not be leaving this building. At least I hope not. And her goal is literally just to sit up at the window with a book, pretending that she's reading, watching the street.
All right. There are many books. There's a bookshelf in this front room, as well as a couple pedestals that have huge books of images through the ages, like a historical reference. Some are very similar to the pictures on the walls, and some are, but a little more thorough.
Okay.
All right. Peterson, you take the stairs first.
Thank you, and I will start to make my way down. Is it dark? Is there a light that's on, or?
It is completely dark down these stairs. But Fleming says, "Oh, wait, and flips a switch on the wall, and a single bare electric bulb down at the bottom landing of the stairs illuminates. Joe, do you follow?
I do. She's kind of fumbling in her sort of side satchel that she brought, and is clearly, she's got some pep in her step today. And she takes out her notebook so that Peterson she's not always relying on someone else to do the note taking, and Peterson might need some help today. And she's going to contribute. So she pulls out her notebook, which is more like a Fields notebook. So it's like the spiral spine one, and very short. It is covered in dirt. A lot of the pages have been ripped out, and some have been sort of like re-sewn back in to add more pages over the years. And it's filthy, and her handwriting is terrible.
As you look on the front cover, there's an inscription just inside your little field journal. It says, "To my Salome." All right, as you head down the stairs with Fleming just behind you, of course he gestures for each of you to go first. Can each of you give me a dexterity roll?
Boy. Yeah.
Ooh, yes, good. 34, regular success.
40, also a regular success.
You feel an unseen force at your back. Both of you sort of give you a little push, and you take a step unwillingly below you, but each of you grabs the railing and catches yourself before you fall.
I'll look back.
Yeah. That wasn't...
Be careful.
Oh, sorry.
I think you pushed me.
Yeah, no,
These
someone
stairs are dangerous.
Yeah, Fleming. These stairs are dangerous.
Miss,
Is he even behind me?
He is.
Okay,
but he's about 6 or 7 steps up. And he doesn't look like he's the pushing type. Anyway, as you reach the bottom of the stairs and the single bare light bulb swings gently back and forth. Is there a draft in here? You look into a room with an unfinished cement floor and rows of metal cabinets with filing cabinets and just shelving with loose papers and rolled up what could be blueprints or plans, all kinds of paper documents and just boxes and junk down here. Fleming is way behind. You get way ahead of him as he takes the stairs kind of sideways, one at a time, holding on for dear life to this handrail.
Could I, feeling the gree bag in my pocket and having a sense of just the bad night's sleep, feeling kind of off kilter with my belief in science or my confidence in science, and feeling a push down the stairs and seeing like, I don't think there's a draft in here and yet things are moving. I'm going to pitch an occult check just to see if like I get a sense of there being something science could not explain happening down here.
Yeah, please give me an occult roll.
So just like Peterson gets down and it's just like,
If Peterson's getting a wiggly feeling, can I have a description of how small and dark and closed in this basement is? I'm not in a particularly bad mood, but it's still small.
It's a normal, just 10-foot ceiling, and you see
that's pretty big.
Long rows. It's cluttered, and there's you see like maybe there's 3 or 4 aisles of just shelves and filing cabinets, but
windows?
No windows.
Yeah, see, that's the bad bit.
Yeah,
and I can't see sun.
There's no sun, and it does feel like there is only the one entrance and exit. And I'd like for you to give me a sanity roll, as claustrophobia is something that plagues Joe Reeves.
Yep.
Also, I just kind of shrug off the feeling, like, oh, no, I'm sure there's something explainable, because I sense nothing.
Oh, starting off great. I failed. 53, and it's down to 42.
You lose 1 point of sanity since you called for this roll yourself.
I did. I'm honest. We're in a closed-in space.
The phobia is real. It is dark. It is dank. You cannot see beyond the shadows, which are plentiful.
Yeah. It doesn't deter me. I need to get over this fear.
Peterson on there, as they're shrugging things off, I'm like, oh, it's fine. We'll notice. Joe kind of stopping and doing like a kind of, the way someone might take a steadying breath, and will put their hand on Joe's wrist and go, let's find what we need and get out of here. All right. Is there a Dewey Decimal System in place? How do we find the the plans for old buildings.
As Fleming reaches the bottom, he says, "What? Do we know us about? There's just that way maybe." And he scratches his head. He has no idea. I'll need
like labels or anything, or is it all very just like thrown in haphazardly?
There's some labels on the filing cabinets that have drawers, but as far as like blueprints and rolled up papers, those just seem to be kind of unceremoniously stacked on the shelves. Give me a library use, but it's going to be hard. You could potentially give me a hard spot hidden if you prefer.
May I assist in some way?
Tell me how.
Well, I'm not looking for the Dewey Decibel system that Peterson's looking for, but I'm used to unorganized libraries, like in many countries that don't have that. So and I need something to do right now to put my mind at ease. So I'm like a pretty good spot hidden scanner. So I wouldn't mind like tag teaming there's 3 rows. Let's just do what stands out right away.
Yeah. Give me a spot hidden just separately.
Okay.
Peterson, how did you do?
Anything in here? I don't understand the way it's organized. I just need a book to read.
Okay.
Nothing. I failed it.
All right. Fleming flips a switch on the wall and several more electric bulbs buzz to light.
Ooh, that feels better. 45, so a regular success.
All right. Were you looking for anything in particular?
I was using spot hidden, and the instinct of this goal was to go purely on instinct of book titles, any authors I might recognize as good historians. You know, I've got an archaeology background, so I would know kind of what books to look for that have to do with, you know, specific site history and land history, I guess, like property history.
You do find a book entitled Land Rights and Usage of Danvers, Massachusetts, circa 1695 to 1795. And as you take a moment to look through it, just give me a library use to see how much you find. And as you do...
Oh, that's a 6. That's a hard, wow. That's an extra.
Please check your library use skill.
I will.
As well as your spot hidden.
Thank you.
And Joe.
Yeah.
You find information on the State Lunatic Asylum. You find that it was first erected in what year did I say that goes to? Whatever, doesn't matter. It was erected in 1876. It cost $1.5 million to build. The grounds encompass nearly 200 acres. In the time of the publishing of this book, there were about 2,000 patients. But based on what you saw when you were there, it doesn't seem like there are that many now.
Mm-hmm.
And you also see that the land was purchased from the estate of what was formerly the homestead of Judge John Hawthorne. And that is what you see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Back up in the lobby, as you're continuing to look in the basement, as Peterson and Joe are still in the basement, Millie, do you look around at anything? And Linda says, she kind of guides you around the images. She says, well, this is my favorite part of the tour. Here is when they established the police station. There's an image. This is my favorite tree. I had them hang this one. I had to fight for this to be hung. And then, of course, over there, now that's a photograph of Hawthorne Hill.
And Miss Linda, why should I care about a Hawthorne Hill?
Oh, well, I don't see necessarily why you should.
Apologies, that came off extremely rude. Please enlighten me as to why Hawthorne Hill is important, or why it's significant to you, maybe.
Well, if for me, it's just a memory, of course, of what happens when... Well, this is just a feeling I have, but when someone quite evil resides in a place, I think they leave their mark, don't you?
More than you know, Miss Linda, more than you know. So this Hawthorne was an evil person?
Oh, my, yes. Well, my family, they're originally from Salem, you see. And, of course, I'm sure we all know the history of Salem.
That they were a bunch of misunderstood, brilliant women? Yes, ma'am, I'm aware of that history.
You do know. Yes, that's how I would put it as well. Yes, well, what's done is done, I suppose. We can't bring them back. Though, if we could, oh, that judge, the magistrate, John Hawthorne, I would like to put his toes in the fire, if you know what I mean.
I do very much, ma'am, I do very much. And Millie will move over to the image. She said, and this here is Hawthorne Hill. And while she's looking at this image, she's also looking out the window just to make sure she doesn't have any new friends coming by.
Give me a roll for spot hidden.
Come on, Millie. 46, 46. Made it. Just a regular, though.
As you look, you see outside the window of the Historical Society, standing on the street, looking in at you, unblinking, unwavering, is a towering man. A bulking, lurking man that stares without blinking through the window at you. He looks very concerned. And then he starts to pound on the glass. I need to talk to you! I need to talk to you! And you see his shirt is blue and a little dirty. It bears the logo of Danvers Lunatic Asylum, although it is not the uniform of an orderly.
Her eyes go completely wild at that one, at least go really wide, because that actually freaked Bridgett out, so I know Millie is freaked out right now. She will put one of those reassuring, loving hands kind of like across Linda's chest, almost like a seatbelt, just kind of pushing her back. She will very slyly slide her hand into her pocket, fiddling the butterfly knife that Joe just gave her, more for comfort, more than like, hey, I need to enact this for defense. Miss Linda, if you would excuse me for just one moment, I'm going to see if I can do something to assist this gentleman.
Oh my, please be careful. He looks, unhinged is the word I would use most readily.
Well, judging by his uniform, I think that might be somebody we want to speak to for mutual interest, which, by the way, Miss Linda, I am dying to ask you why you're so eager to help us. And then she'll turn and head towards the door.
Well, us underestimated intelligent women that have been targeted throughout our lives must stick together. And she winks, very trying to be subtle, and yet that's the only wink that either Linda or Becca can do.
Great quote, by the way. Put that on a t-shirt.
Banging from down below, or would we have been able to hear the
roll for listen? And Linda goes behind the desk in the main room and cowers a little bit, crouching down, peering out from behind it. Did you succeed?
Yeah. I'm too busy, banging filing cabinets and being mad that I can't find the information I want to hear anything.
I like to think that since this is happening simultaneously, that at the moment of the banging is the moment I read that the land was purchased for $1.5 million, which is like
that's an
$15 million in 1925. So like downstairs in the basement, we're too distracted by me going, holy shit! Like just Joe's losing her mind at the amount of money that this land was paid for. I was just like, what money went here? And like, who was laundering? And she's just going off about how much money this was.
If only she had her flask on her. All right, back to Millie upstairs. Millie steps outside, and this man runs up to you and grabs you by the shoulders. Listen to me! Listen to me! I'm Andy Mcbride, and I've been looking for you.
Good morning, Mr. Mcbride, as she's held in this grip. She says, I'm so happy that you were able to find me.
Oh, he releases you.
Thank you, darling.
Pardon me, it's been a while since I spoke to much of anyone, except for our friend Larry. And I haven't seen him in weeks. They know I'm here, Millie. And they know you're here, too.
Andrew, and she's looking back into the notes in her mind as Bridgett is flipping pages. She goes, Andrew Mcbride from H Ward?
That's right.
Oh, darling, I really would appreciate some of your time. If you'd come inside, please. Get you off of the street.
When he told you that they're watching you too, Millie, you saw the look in his eyes and the desperation and the hopelessness. And you feel this deep sense of whatever knows about you has your number.
Oh, God.
To roll for sanity.
Oh, God.
Oh.
That'd be an 82 for a fail.
All right. You lose 2 points of sanity. As you bring him inside, he is talking, and it's hard to understand what he's saying, but he follows you in the door as we cut back to the basement. And Peterson and Joe, you've been down there a while. You've been going back and forth, getting beleaguered and tired as you search everything. And you do find a blueprint. Finally, you find rolls and rolls of them, and you spread each. Sorry, a little issue with OBS encoding error, but I think we're good. Cool. Sorry about that.
OBS.
Maybe it's getting too hot next to my little computer. So, all right. As you find the plans in the basement, finally you unroll one that says Danvers Lunatic Asylum, or rather, these plans say Danvers Hospital. And as you unroll them, the two of you, are you looking at them together?
Yeah.
Yes.
You spread them out on the floor, and they're huge, like 5 feet wide, completely unrolled. As you kneel down on the ground and look onto them, above you, a giant box of files teeters on the edge and then tumbles from a shelf high above. Roll for dexterity to see if you jump out of the way, but I need a hard success this time.
Wow.
I don't. I have been rolling 54, 58 on everything, and it's just not enough. I don't have enough luck to even make it.
I will pay 4. Oh, no, I need a hard success. Yeah, I also failed. I rolled a 64. Should we push? Can you push?
Inside this box are books, and you can... Would you like... You cannot push. And Peterson, you lose 1 HP. Joe, you lose 2 points of HP as this box of books tumbles down upon your heads and clocks both of you hard. Joe, you take the brunt of the box, and then some of the books fly out and hit Penny.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like behind you, like rubbing your shoulders, like, yeah, okay, look at those blueprints. We got this. And then
boom.
Oh.
Fleming runs over as best he can. He was sitting in a chair watching you way at the end of the aisle, and he gets up and hobbles towards you. There was nothing to cause a fall like that. And he looks shaken. All of you, including Fleming, roll for sanity.
Wow.
Oh, sure, now I'll roll well.
Fleming has failed.
I passed. I rolled 30 for that, which would have almost been enough to avoid the fall.
I got a 92.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
This feels exactly like when I got locked in that tomb and things didn't feel right and there was curses.
This reminds you completely of being locked in a tomb. You lose 2 points of sanity, Joe, as you know no one else was in there. You hadn't been rustling up on those shelves. The shelf is completely stable. You had pulled something from it just a moment ago, and this box was not on an edge of anything. Fleming, oh no, that's not Christian. Whatever that is, there's something down here. I won't be caught. And he starts making a beeline towards the stairs. Joe,
okay.
What do you do? And Peterson, you keep your cool.
Yeah. Everyone, calm down. Peterson's just trying to wrangle emotions.
Joe's not listening anymore. Joe is aggressively grabbing all of the papers in front of you and all of the books, and she is scrambling like a tiny rat in a sinking ship, trying to grab as much food before they're on the life raft. So she's ripping everything from you, and in an attempt to run up the stairs with Fleming out of this room.
Okay, she's leaving the room. Peterson, are you staying down here?
Do I feel like I got information we wanted? I know there's more that we're looking for. No, I'll go up with them.
And what are you bringing with you?
I grabbed the blueprints and any books that were on the table. Anything else you want to grab? You are in a better state of mind than I am.
I'll look around one last quick time as they're all going and see if I spot anything that is further about Danvers. If is there anything we pulled out that maybe could be about Dr. Shine or Dr. Berger or the history of have we already found all the things that are about the history of the hospital, or is there anything else out that maybe we've already found that Joe hasn't grabbed?
Before I freaked out, I would have told you about the article that I was reading that was making me shout and stuff, so you will know the name Judge John Hawthorne as a person that the property was bought from.
Got it. Okay, so she's running upstairs. You've got the blueprint. And Joe, I'll tell you that there is something even more than books falling on your head. You felt that something did this to you, but something that was controlling, manipulating from afar is the feeling you get. Whoa. You didn't feel like there was anything else down there with you, but you feel that feeling of being watched, but not by a person, by something otherworldly.
Okay, so you know what that means. You don't stand still. This is a not stand still kind of mission, because if you keep moving, they can't fix their little puppet strings into things and knock them in your head. She's shouting this in the library as she's going to find Millie. She's just like, no, you just don't stop. We're going to get in a car. We're going to do the research. Peterson, come on!
And who has the blueprints?
I do.
Joe.
Okay, great. So
I'm just like, they're all just like rolled up, like
haphazardly in my arms as I'm running. A couple of papers keep falling and I keep trying to grab them with my feet and like scoot them along.
Peterson, as you continue to search down here, as we head up the stairs and follow Joe, you step into the lobby again and freeze as you see this deranged looking, bulking, like maybe 6'7" man, large shouldered white guy, maybe like Italian looking, short hair but unkempt, like someone had cut it very much in a rush, and pieces sticking out all over. His eyes are wild and bloodshot. As Millie had just been speaking with him. Millie, is there anything you asked him before Joe comes up the stairs?
Yeah, as soon as they had that wave of, he mentioned we're being watched, I felt that I lost that points of sanity. She immediately reached with her, like her left hand to her chest where her degree pouch would be, but it's not. It was more of an instinctual habit thing, but just from being unnerved, she takes her pinky nail and starts digging like right between her cleavage in the spot where that bag should be, to the point where it's probably pulling up skin, but nothing where she's like digging a hole in her chest. It's more of like a nervous twitch reaction. And she's probably in the process of asking him, how did you get out? When she can hear this commotion of Peterson or Joe screaming and standing up the stairs. And the second they come into eye contact, she would do like one of these, just to Joe.
Oh, to Joe. Okay, I was like, oh no, do you do that to him?
Yeah, no, to Joe. To Joe. More of a like, it's fine. I know what this looks like. It's fine.
No, they let me out. The doctor, he sent me here. He sent me. He wanted me to tell you to go. He wanted me to tell you to go away, but I can't. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I have to tell you that there's something living. I have to tell you what I shouldn't. I have to tell you there's something living at the hospital, and it's always been there.
She's motioning for Joe to come over at this point after the pause, like, okay, you please.
Joe has all of the things clenched under her arms, and her fists were in a like, come at me, get away from Millie kind of mode, and has just been like eyeballing, but unsure because you seem fine, and he seems to be on our side, and she walks closer, and her bald fists kind of just go a little bit down to her waist, and she's like, are you talking about the monster in the lake?
The lake, the floors, the walls, the basement, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Don't you understand? It's watching all of us. It's gonna take him. It's gonna take Larry. It's gonna take Larry. The moon is coming.
Is there anything I can do to calm him down? Because I'm looking at him, he probably looks like Aunt May's husband to me when he started to mentally deteriorate. Is there anything I can do to dial him back?
Do you have psychoanalysis, or if not, psychology?
That is a negative on both as far as being trained.
I didn't go up there.
You can give me a charm.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey, Becca, good luck, baby. That was a 99.
No.
What do you say? What do you try to say that is going to fumble?
Right. She will start repeating his name, so at least Joe is aware of this is Andy Mcbride. Andy, I understand that you are very upset, and I want you to know that I believe you, but it's possible we may need you to go back in there to help us, because we want to save Larry too, but we want to save everybody. If there's any way, I mean, she's just moving fast and is just implying like, hey, now that you're out, let's utilize you to go face your fears again.
They let me out. They told me to come back. They told me to tell you. They told me that I had to tell you and then I would come back. But I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe for me or for you or for Larry. Larry's gonna die. No, you're gonna kill Larry. And he grabs you and he shakes you. Roll for a brawl as he's trying, if you fight him off or perhaps a dodge.
I'm gonna get in on this.
She is 100% gonna go for this good dodge. 93. What is going on tonight, guys?
He grabs you
today.
and he grabs you hard. Maybe it doesn't seem like he was vicious or malicious towards you. He just seems crazed, and he is squeezing you tighter and tighter, saying, "Larry's not safe. He's not safe." What do you do, Joe?
I'm gonna charge at him, and oh, be better, Joe. Be better, Joe. Be better, Joe. Be better. She's like running and she doesn't want violence, but someone is violencing my friend again, and that's not good. So she's gonna go for a full like tackle shove. She just wants to get his hands off of Millie because Millie's already injured. Like if I get a little bruised up, not a big deal, but some like almost like I'm pushing a friend off of a lightning fence, like an electric fence. I just want to sever the connection of this like mania.
Great description.
Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you can push him. Now, he is very, very large.
Yes.
So, I need to quickly look up the rules about when someone has a point of build above you, because it does... actually, I remember now. You need to roll with a penalty die for this because he is so large.
Yeah.
So that's like a bonus die. You'll roll the tens digit twice and take the worst.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that would have been great. I rolled the exact same thing.
What'd you get?
17.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
And that's lower than your fighting brawl for sure. You're able to just the ferocity is like that mother picking up a minivan strength to save her child. Like you pull
flat palm.
You shove him and he tumbles backwards. He falls onto his backside as he sits and he just sits there rocking. This big man, I'm sorry. I just want to help Larry. I saw friend Larry.
I'm going to sit down in front of him. I'm going to reach into my pocket. I'm going to take his hand. And I'm going to slam something in his hand and close it tight. And I'm going to try to get eye contact with him and say, "You're not going back. Trust the three of us. We're going to get Larry out. We're going to get them all out. But you need to get yourself safe because you are not safe. They are watching." And when I let go, I've given him the keys to my car. Go to, because we've got two cars now. Linda's on our side. So I tell this man,
Andy.
Yeah, Andy Mcbride.
You're going to go to Linda's house. You're going to take the black car and you're going to get as far out of this town as you can.
I go to the car. I go to the car. I don't know how to drive.
The poor baby.
Okay, fine. And I take the keys back and I reach in and I give him my last like $4. And I'm like, "You're going to go to a bus and that person's going to drive you."
I gotta go back.
No,
I gotta go back to the asylum.
No, you don't have to go back.
You don't understand. He told me he's gonna kill me, and he told me, and I have to listen, and the voice is in my head too. But I want to fight it. I had to.
You
fight
gotta
it
get out of this.
you.
It's this town. This town is cursed. As soon as you get out of it, it's gonna stop.
Everything in his being is telling him to go back. So you're gonna need a hard persuade roll to get him to go.
I know. I'm trying.
How long do we think this has taken? 'Cause I think Peterson would have done a quick look for anything else important and then gone on upstairs. I'm wondering if they would be up there at this point or if they're still down.
Okay. Let's check in with Joe's roll real quick.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit. I got a 4.
Oh, thank goodness, the rolls are turning.
And my biggest is my like smallest is a 6 for my persuade. So I got the extreme success.
Check.
You don't even need Peterson to come up and try and help.
Check persuade, Joe. He looks into your eyes. And as you're saying these words, these logical words.
You're not sick. This town is.
That was exactly what he needed to hear. And you see something change in his eyes. Something register. I'm not sick. The hospital's sick. The town is sick. I'm just a man. It was that place. That made me sick. I'll get on the bus. But you gotta promise me you'll keep Larry safe, huh? You'll go back for Larry?
I promise. He's our friend too.
They're gonna try and kill me.
What can you tell us before we go? And she's like getting up on all fours from being dropped and coughing.
As you look at him too, Millie, you also see something that just puts your soul at ease after you know that there is something here, something that is irking you constantly. You feel that it knows where you are, knows you're here, but each of you gained 2 points of sanity when you saw that you brought him back.
Look at the God we serve.
And while you do that, he's on his way to the bus station on the corner. And Peterson, we're back with you in the basement. And give me a roll for library use or for spot hidden, your preference. And we'll let you roll twice because you were down here for a while. Or a bonus die, rather.
Ooh. That would be an 11, which is an extreme success for spot hidden.
All right.
Goodness, the rolls are turning.
Go ahead and check that. All right. Were you looking up anything in particular?
I'm trying to see if I can find anything specifically that that might be about Dr. Shine at the asylum, and also anything specifically about Dr. Berger. And these are 3 things, so you tell me, and also anything extra about Judge Hawthorne.
Well, that was an extreme success. So you're looking for the hospital, Shine, and Hawthorne.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing you come across that seems of note is a newspaper clipping.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to read what you found here?
Danvers Asylum Superintendent builds amphitheater for patients. Workmen at Danvers State Lunatic Asylum broke ground today for the establishment of a small amphitheater to be enjoyed by the patients. Residents will enjoy quiet conversation space, poetry readings, and musical performances in an idyllic outdoor setting next to the asylum's reservoir. Okay, so they've had the reservoir for a while. A beautiful place where water and earth meet, says Superintendent Dr. James Berger. Wait. Asylum resident and chief laborer Andrew Mcbride.
Whoa.
Chief laborer added that his team had some difficulty breaking up and removing a large granite disc bearing an artistic design set in the hillside where the amphitheater still. Oh, okay. That asylum's prior superintendent, Dr. William Shine, had the disc placed on the side of Hawthorne Hill. Dr. Shine, a world traveler, said to have believed that the granite disc was a symbol of good luck for the asylum. Local residents questioned the expense of building an amphitheater for mentally ill patients. Of course they would. However, Dr. Berger defends the creation of the amphitheater, explaining, "It is important to remember that we must look to the betterment of all our citizens, especially those deemed too delicate or damaged to be part of the ebb and flow of the greater world." So did he do it on purpose? Or did he have good intentions and that led to something bad happening?
You find one more article in relation to Dr. Shine. You see the headline, and you grab the sort of scrapbook of old newspaper clippings that it's in and head upstairs as you hear a commotion up there. Oh, all the while, old Fleming is just cowering in the stairwell at the top of the stairs, watching what happened with Millie and Joe. As Peterson, you come upstairs just to see Andy leaving through the door.
I found something really great. You all won't believe the information I've gathered. Anything interesting happen up here?
I just had to fight Andy McBride.
Andy McBride?
Also, can one of you buy me lunch?
Larry.
What happened?
Andrew McBride passed the letter for Larry.
Yeah, he just attacked Millie.
Did you know he was the chief laborer when Dr. Berger first was at the asylum?
And it was. As
Yes.
she's getting off of the floor.
Oh, I just gave him some bus money to leave town. Is that bad?
Ask him some more questions, but
He was really not quite in a state to talk. He was ready to go back and be admitted.
I wish I had been here. I have training in psychology and calming people and de-escalating situations.
But that.
Well, what's done is done.
You could chase him. I bet he's okay.
What did you...
I'm
What did
sorry.
you find out? I'll tell you what I found out, and I'll relay the information about the disc being moved and how I suspect that Dr. Berger had good intentions, and something about the removal of this disc on the amphitheater made things, perhaps there's something about that, I feel like, that changed things.
Linda is still in the room with you. Oh my, the amphitheater. I've never seen it used. I've driven by many times and it's always empty.
Was it ever used?
Not that I know of. I do remember one sort of a show that it was meant to be put on right around the time of when they installed it, yes. But then there was a horrible death, as I recall, and they cancelled the event.
Who died, do you know?
Oh, I can't remember the name. No, just a patient. But now, well, that's the norm at Danvers nowadays. A few patients each month, it seems. It's very
Linda,
sad.
do you know where they put that disc, that plaque, that rock they're talking about?
I haven't the faintest of ideas.
I wonder if there are pictures of it in any of our information. Oh, I brought this, and I pull out what I brought up with me. Maybe, perhaps I'll flip through it and see if maybe there's a photograph or a drawing of what it looked like before they built the... Or is it on the blueprints? Joe.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah.
Pull out, you have the blueprints from me.
Right. And
Pull them out and see if there's anything where that looks like a large disc, an artistic... I don't know.
All right.
This is what I'm good at.
Linda helps. Oh, yes, right over here, and gives you the table and moves things off of it for you to spread out the materials you found. And the first thing is the Shine Retires from Danvers Asylum newspaper clipping that Peterson shows to all of you.
Okay.
Would someone read it, please?
Yes, I can unless
Oh,
Joe,
the map
Joe
you mean?
Tour. There's also this newspaper clipping. Salem native, Dr. William Shine, veteran superintendent at the State Lunatic Asylum at Danvers, is to retire after 25 years of service. Known for his great erudition, kindly demeanor, and progressive treatments, Dr. Shine is credited with a renewal of the facility for the betterment of its patients. Prior to his 1890 arrival, the asylum had suffered from poor reputation and staff morale was low. That's very much like it is now. Patient accident and mortality rates were among the highest in the country.
What?
Superintendent Shine could occasionally appear as idiosyncratic as the institution he so successfully stewarded. Longtime readers may recall the complaints when Dr. Shine, then less than a year into his tenure, had a sculpted granite disc placed at the edge of the property's reservoir, so the reservoir was there already at taxpayer expense. Dr. Shine was then, as he is now, adamant that the decorative disc remain unmolested, even as the superintendent takes leave of the institution. Well, they did not listen to him. Regardless of his idiosyncrasies, Dr. Shine's ability to transform the asylum into a success story over his long stewardship will be his enduring legacy. A world traveler to exotic locales during his early years, Dr. Shine declares that he now looks forward to a quiet retirement in his native city of Salem. Is he still there? Did he die? The doctor has stated his intention to bequeath his personal and professional papers to Salem Hospital. Salem Hospital, okay. Regarding his successor, Dr. James Berger, Dr. Shine has high praise. Dr. Berger will no doubt be a sincere protector of the afflicted and a good master of the institution. Shine adds, I sincerely hope that Dr. Berger will leave a few old stones unturned and instead focus his attention on the asylum's bright future. We at the newspaper wish Dr. Shine a long and happy retirement.
Oh, Linda says, I am so pleased to have found 3 young people as interested in history as we at the Historical Society are. Isn't that right, Fleming?
Fleming is terrified. He is still just cowering in the corner.
Millie, as Peterson is reading that aloud, like can feel the bile bubbling up in the back of her throat. And just as soon as they're finished reading, she mutters, well, I'll be damned. My sister called that one correct. It is the ground.
What?
I put in a call to my sister. She's a priestess, you might say. And she mentioned when I asked her about those girls up in Salem that it was the ground. It was the ground. The ground of the area isn't quite right. And from what I can tell, it appears from these articles that Shine understood that and either placed this device, this granite or what have you, this sculpture, this disc,
yes.
In to remedy the ill effects that were coming from the lands. Now, why Dr. Berger came and decided to excavate that item, I do not know, but I'm sure it ties to whatever it is that's in this earth that he's trying to either resurrect, contact, or deal with. And by the way, Dr. Berger is aware of our activities. He sent poor Mr. Mcbride, and you can tell that her throat is getting sore from just talking. He sent the poor Mr. Mcbride to warn us to back off or others would die.
Oh.
It's rather arrogant, if you ask me, but his hubris may be his weakness.
That couldn't possibly be so. No. What? How would he know? How would he know what's happening outside of the asylum? Oh, I get a strange feeling from that man.
He's scared. Oh.
Scared of us.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
what
So
else?
this disc is some sort of protective totem?
You saw...
And...
Did you see something on the wall when we were... Before everything went upside down at the asylum the other night? Did you see something?
Yeah, I didn't get to tell Millie yet. Yeah, no, it was like a feeling. It like there was something written on the land itself, but it wasn't anything to do with the creature that I think is, well, that I saw. It's small though. It was a small, maybe it's got babies.
In the article that describes the building of the amphitheater, there is an image attached of the breaking ground, and you see the granite pieces. And when you look at it, Joe, as Peterson shows it to you, you catch a corner of what is written there. And in the vision that you had when you felt for any occult symbol, a protection warding, you saw an image which you described to your companions as a star with flames in the center of the star. And on a broken corner with a younger and healthier looking, from the side view, it looks very much like Andy Mcbride.
Oh yeah, I have that here.
What?
You see a corner of what could be a star shape on a giant piece of granite that these men are moving in the newspaper image.
Oh, from the amphitheater breaking ground. Oh, I thought you meant breaking ground on the asylum and that Andy McBride was there too. And I was like,
oh
God. Timing situation.
Yeah, I was like, did I just send a ghost away? Okay. Hey.
Yes.
Look, there it is. The symbol. It's the star and the flame thing. Millie, okay. That's what I saw.
Okay, hear me out. Do we have time to go to Salem Hospital to look at Dr. Shine's writings that were gifted there so that we need to find out.
Yeah.
This is, okay.
We got to find out about this.
This is not so logical, but how,
God.
I think we need to put this, I think this symbol has something to do with resetting the atmosphere at the hospital. And I don't know why maybe it's because I've got this that I'm feeling, and I'll pull out the gree bag from my pocket. So maybe, I don't know, it's making me feel weird. I feel like it's not logical at all, but I think we need to know how to reinstate that symbol. I don't know.
Millie, you see the gree bag that you dropped and threw unceremoniously on the outskirts of the asylum itself after the fight with the orderly. What do you do when you see her pull it out, or them?
There is a flash of very visible emotions that she's not able to keep in. There's looking at them pull it out. There's that shock, like, oh my God, why is it there? There's that moment of suspicion and almost accusation that crosses her eyebrows, like narrow her eyes, like, no, seriously, why would you pick that up? I literally threw that away. It's not worth my time. It's not your time. And then there's like anger, and Peterson can actually see her take a step towards them. Not necessarily menacing as much as it is like she's not in control of her current thought, and then she stops. And then just a look of gratitude kind of comes across her, because yesterday it was all about science. Everything has a rational explanation. Everything can be calculated. You can, back into the numbers and understand this. But now they're sitting up here talking about maybe if we do something with a weird sign, we can change the environment, the atmosphere of the location. And a sense of forgiveness kind of comes by her, and she very cautiously approaches Peterson, apologies. If they will allow it, takes the gree bag out of their hand. Oh no.
Oh, whoop, we lost Gina.
Baby, come back.
That's all right, we can keep going. We'll fix these camera situations.
She takes a gree out of your hand, Peterson, and she just very carefully unfastens the back, and then slips it directly behind your ears and around your back, and then ties it, and then just drops it right down the front of your shirt behind the bow tie, and just kind of gives you a pat on the chest, and then hugs you. She wants to say thank you, but there's a sob in her throat that won't allow it, but you can hear her trying to mutter that to you as she hugs you.
Well, I picked it up for you. I thought you might want it back.
I honestly think it might be doing better for you right now than it was doing for me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. But you just tell me and I'll give it back to you when you're ready for it, because I think you will be at some point.
I will. Thank you again for that. That's much obliged.
Penny,
and then she'll step back.
When you're given this gift to use for the time being that has a thrumming power, just a light sort of like you could speak to what has come before when you hear that. And any occult rolls you make while holding Millie's gree, you will get a bonus die on.
Nice.
Going back down into that basement.
Oh, look here. Linda ushers Millie over. Was something happening? I was unaware. I was deep with my nose in this book. Here's what I remembered about the judge. That scum and villainous man. And she puts an article in your face. Oh, we got her back.
Yay.
We got a Joey Millen.
Hey.
On the way. Hold tight. Tech issues.
Be a stream without him.
Right.
It's true. Okay, so not quite. Almost back yet. Not well. We're still working on it. Okay. You find a little bit more information about Judge John Hawthorne that Linda hands you a large tome that it takes both hands to hold open. Oh goodness me. Let us. There's too many windows. Hold for Gina. I'll just go. I'm going to remove one.
They're multiplying.
Oh, there's one. There's more. Oh my God.
Is it not working?
Oh, we got your voice.
Oh, we can hear.
Oh, and it's not responding again. No.
Hey, this is okay. It's a podcast version.
Okay, great. Hi, I can see all of you.
Yay! All right. Well, maybe I should put up a freeze frame of your beautiful self, and then we'll always remember. And people
We'll
can
always
deal.
remember.
Never forget. Here we go. It's gonna be worth it, everybody. It's gonna be so perfect. It's almost like there was never any tech issues. Oh, there we go. She back.
Wow,
people.
what a lifelike freeze frame.
Oh, thank you. I'm good. That's all I can say. All right. All you missed was that Linda has rushed over, showing. Actually, you missed a very beautiful, touching moment between Penny and Millie, as Millie entrusts Penny with her gree-gree, and Peterson Penny is wearing it, and will get a bonus die on occult rolls while wearing it. So the information in the book that Linda brings over says Judge John Hawthorne, lead magistrate of the Salem witch trials, was personally responsible for sending nearly 20 witches to their trial, imprisonment, and death. Hawthorne was the only executor never to repent for his actions. And it goes on to describe each of the women that were accused, what they were accused of, and as you keep reading, you see the author's byline. This is Linda Lovewing.
Of course it does. Oh my God.
I knew it was familiar. It's wow. Well, that
Linda.
I suppose I did. Oh, I told you I knew something evil. He was the one that originally owned the land that the asylum was built on, as you know now.
Oh, and she goes off mumbling of how those poor women and how they were sent to their untimely deaths. If only she had the power to go back. All the things that she would do. And now, what would you all like to do with the information that you have gleaned here?
Well, I don't know about you ladies, but Linda, you want to take a road trip to Salem, or do we have everything we need?
I feel like we need to know more about this disc and the symbol that was put on it. If we need to perhaps put the symbol back on to, re-invoke the proverbial spirit of Dr. Shine, to perhaps remind everyone at the hospital that they should be striving for better.
There also might need to be a full-on ritual we need to enact to make it protective again.
With the word ritual, I don't know if Peterson imagines it or if it really happens, but feels almost like a warmth or like something from the gree bag. And maybe they're like, that was in my head, but they like...
I love it.
Yeah, Peterson, right? With the book, it was saying something about how his notes are at the hospital
It said at Salem Hospital.
in Salem.
Yes.
Maybe he has a sort of encrypted version of what to do so that if it ever got undone,
It could be done again.
yeah.
I think we need to get to those notes. I think
Do we
that
have
should be our
time? When
next
is the moon?
priority.
Well, it's only been a day, so we have
Yes.
2 days. It was
We
4
can get
days
there.
from
It's
now,
Only
right?
a few miles away.
You were told a few days. You're not sure unless you're able to look at an almanac or if you're able to tell from the moon that you see.
I'll look up in the sky and see. I'm sure there's some, daytime moon.
Okay. As you step outside and look for the moon, it is you set out to come here in the morning, so it's just afternoon at this point.
You see that? You know how sometimes you can kind of see the moon at night? No, we're not. We don't.
During
see
the
it.
day, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That is what I
yeah.
meant. Mm-hmm. Thank you. My
In-
words are.
In
Yeah.
lieu of astrology, what do you think you should roll for this?
Intelligence?
I would accept
Having a general understanding
Education?
I would accept an extreme education to see if you can look at the stage of the moon in the daylight and determine how many days until the new moon, which I think that you would generally know from being a Princeton graduate.
I'm highly educated.
That you would know it is the least moon. It is when the moon is almost completely eclipsed.
I would also argue, knowing the occult, you probably know moon phases incredibly well for witchcraft ritual reasons.
That's true. You could roll for a hard success on occult, but on your extreme education's a little better.
Okay.
Well, I am very, very far away. I remember many things about the moon, and under a normal situation, I feel as though I would know this. But under this, I rolled a 66, my education's 70, so it's barely, it's barely a regular success. It's not. I can't tell.
It's the daytime, so
It's
perhaps
too bright out here. You can't see the moon. What was I thinking?
All right. Do you head to Salem?
I say we'd get it all done in one day.
Let's go.
We need to move rather quickly. Miss Linda, are you accompanying us?
Oh,
We would be much obliged.
Yes, I'm so
Yes.
glad you didn't give my car or my automobile away to Mr. McBride.
No. I
Here's
wouldn't
the
have given
rule.
yours away. We also rented one. I would have given
Yeah, the
that.
rental car's
I would
company
have
away.
given that cars. I would have given that one away.
I thought when you told him to go to my house and take the black car that you were referring to my black car.
No.
Sure. All right then. Well,
Miss Linda, do you mind if I sit in the back with you? I have a series of inquiries that I would love your opinion on.
Absolutely. You hit the road on the way to Salem. She knows this area very well.
Put on the tunes.
A map could tell you very easily just which road to take to get to Salem. And sitting in the back seat, Millie, what do you ask Linda?
So she's not doing this conspiratorially, but she is being intentional about kind of whispering about it. They can hear it, it's fine, but she's trying to evoke a sense of safety. But she is going to ask her first, why are you so willing to help us? Anyone else that heard that we were trying to break patients out of Danvers would have called the authorities. You let us into the secret vaults below the Historical Society. Why are you so eager to help us? Why are you willing to take that risk?
well, why wouldn't I? Who would ever be upset with little old me? Because we have to take down the man, Millie. We have to destroy the man. It was magistrates, and they're like a long succession of men who think they know best, who think, oh, Linda, you should run the whole household. You should be in charge of everything. I just want to drink all night. I just want to drink and drink and drink, and it doesn't even matter what's in that drink.
She looks at her and
getting
smiles.
a little weird.
A little weird. She looks at her and smiles, and she's going to try this. She's going to say to her in Creole, I'm really proud of you for killing your husband.
She definitely doesn't have the language skill of Creole, but since I have made a character sheet for her, she's gonna roll just to see if she can intone the meaning.
Linda. Yeah.
Come on, Linda.
I have no idea what you're saying, dearie, but it sounds beautiful. And yes, down with the man.
And she'll pat her on the shoulder, and she is going to try this very slowly, focusing more on the French, if anything. She's going to ask her, are you a witch?
This is a safe space, Linda.
It's a safe space. It's a safe space.
Roll for a charm.
Okay, Dice, you have been upset at me all day long. I really need you to come through. Babe, I'm going to burn 2 to make it a hard success.
Yes.
Finally.
Une dame ne dit jamais. I don't speak French, but according to Google Translate, she says a lady never tells.
Oh, it is like super fast hug. It's like just squeezing the old lady across the seat, just massive big hug.
Oh, careful. My bones are old and brittle, my dear.
My apologies, what was he? Be mademoiselle at this point? Madame? Probably be madame. So apologies, madame. And then she's in the back of the seat just as happy as she can be. Joe, who's driving, can probably see her curls.
Oh, I'm
bouncing.
not, yeah. Joe just keeps giving a glance in the rearview mirror, to make sure we're not being followed, but also there's gossip happening in the back, and like that sounds fun. And Linda looks happy, and Millie looks happy, and seeing Millie look happy right now is, I hit the gas, and just make this as fun an experience for them as possible.
I love it. You crank up the classical music on the old radio. Joe, roll for spot hidden for me, if you will, when you glance in that rearview mirror.
36. I will spend 6 luck points to make that a hard success.
Oh, yeah. With that hard success, you definitely see the car that is coming up behind you on the highway to Salem just before it slams full speed into the back of your vehicle and you spin off the highway. Luckily, the land is flat and grassy just beside it with a slight dip. Each of you roll for Constitution. Oh, and so does Linda.
Yo, if Linda dies in this car accident, I'm burning this entire town down.
Screw it. There's no saving it.
All 15,000 people. Done.
You took my Linda from me. What happened?
What happened to all of you?
Oh, shoot. Hang on. I don't know.
God,
I failed.
I failed too.
You did?
Yeah.
Shoot. Hang on.
I'm going to roll a d6
Oh,
for
I
each
also
of you.
failed.
What if we all die right now and we don't have a 4th session and that's the end?
Our ghosts are going to burn
So
down this
close to saving everyone.
Millie, you take 2 points of damage.
She
Peterson, you take 1. Joe, my love, you take 5. But sweet Linda took 6.
How many did she have?
She's a tough old biddy. She had 10 to begin with.
She's had more than me.
But she takes a major wound, and now she needs to roll to see if she stays conscious.
You said 5 for me?
Yeah.
She rolled a 19. Her eyes are still open, but she looks badly hurt. I'm gonna say
is Joe?
you hit a tree as you slam off the highway because each of you took a fair amount of damage. What was yours?
Can you remind me the rules of health?
If you take more than half of your total hit points of damage,
I I was at 9 and now I'm at 4.
Okay, so if a single attack would do more than 50% of your max HP, which is not you, that's
Max.
what happened to Linda. Max.
Okay, so it was my original is 11, but I'm currently at 9 from previous injuries, and now I'm down to 4.
You are not unconscious. You did not receive a major wound because it wasn't in a single. You were already banged up, and now you're not looking good.
Okay.
Each of you is getting together, stepping out of the car, opening the door. Millie, are you helping Linda at all in the back seat?
Yeah, she'll definitely be helping Linda. That car, that impact just threw her face right into the back of the driver's seat. So on top of her throat looking like the 4th of July, she has broken nose at this point that's bleeding blood down the front. But her focus is surprisingly how well Linda is doing. But we're going to help Linda out, and she has nothing but blood in her eyes as far as intent. She is pissed at this point. Millie is done. Finished. She's so angry that she can't even comprehend how angry she is right now.
You direct your anger towards whatever was in the car behind you, and as you turn around, you see 2 orderlies, not the one. One was the one that ran away last night, and the other you haven't seen before as they step out of the passenger and driver doors and start walking towards your vehicle. What do you do?
She is going to start walking towards them in a slow motion game of chicken as she reaches into her pocket and flips out that butterfly knife.
Absolutely.
Millie's over it. Millie's done. This is game over at this point for her. She's done. She's hit her ceiling.
All right. And let's see. Peterson, are you going to pull out your weapon?
Peterson will wipe. They have a cut on their face from hitting the dashboard of the car, and will wipe the blood away from their cheek, and I'll pull out the weapon, but I won't. I want to have it's in my satchel, so I'll reach in and get my hand on it, but I'm not gonna pull it out yet. I'm gonna see, if they're just going to say and don't come back. That's one thing, but if they look like they're going to be violent, continue to be violent against us, then I'll fully pull the gun out.
They stand on the road and look at you menacingly. Neither of them move. Millie, you're up first in dexterity order.
Y'all, I just wanted you to know if Millie dies this episode, I will still come back next week just to cheer you guys on. That starts with a menacing forward walk, and then that's going to break into a run, and the one that's lined up with her, she's going to go after with the knife.
Okay.
She's going to say something in Creole to the effect of, or it'd probably be in English, I don't care if it's Hawthorne, I don't care if it's Burger, but I promise you, whoever it is you're working for, they're going to die right after you.
Roll for fighting brawl with that butterfly knife, but have a bonus die because you so are much. Angry.
Yeah, she's big mad. Oh God, I needed the bonus die. That was an 81 and a 6. Sorry, I'm loud. Sorry.
Actually,
sorry.
If you roll double zeros and you take your first one, that is a 1. And that is a crit success. So I'm going to say you definitely... Oh, you have a small knife all this time, but it doesn't matter. Right now you have the butterfly knife. As you whip it out, you've seen your friend Joe play around with this thing a million times, and you, with the grace that she might have, are able to do maximum damage of 6 points. Ooh. As you stab. Tell me what you do with the butterfly knife.
After she does her I'm getting ready to die and I don't care line, she breaks up to the run and she flips this butterfly knife in her hand and she pounces on him almost like you would see like a cat going after a scratch pole. And this is just straight onto him, scrambling around on him. If she can get onto his back, she's just going to start jaggedly tearing this thing just through his chest or through his throat.
Yes!
It's not a smooth action. I mean,
Absolutely.
she is sawing with this butterfly knife.
Oh wow. Yeah, with your critical success, you absolutely you saw this thing into his neck, and the other orderly, the one you saw last night, once again immediately it just reacts with something switches in him, and you see him rip the guy out from under you, who's now bleeding profusely from the neck, and he says, "The doctor will hear about this. The doctor's gonna hear about this."
Okay, oh shoot. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Linda steps out of the car. She is barely moving, but she reaches into her handbag, and right over the top of the car, she pulls out her pistol and says,
You better get back where you came from, Sonny.
and she releases the safety. As the two orderlies, the one that was trying to pull away, help his friend get pulled away from you, he just gives up and runs. And the one fighting you off gets out from under your grip, and they run back towards their vehicle and get in. Peterson?
They're already back in the car.
They're back at their car. They're just getting in, but you do have an opportunity to act.
How far away from them am I? Like, would it be reasonable to like pull my gun out, run over, and put it to somebody's head, or do I have room to do that?
If you run up, you could get to the road, and you can get close enough that their backs are to you.
Okay, I'm gonna run up, point the gun, and I'm gonna say, "Stop! Get away from the car! That's not your car anymore. That's ours."
Yes.
Linda
Come
follows
through,
your
Peterson.
lead, but flanks. As this little old lady, she is limping heavily, and she is bleeding from a wound on her head, so it is just gushing blood into her silvery thin hair. Her pillbox hat is nowhere to be seen, but she flanks with you as the two of them stop. Roll for I'm gonna let you roll with a bonus die for some sort of convincing. It could be psychology, it could be intimidate. Actually, it's definitely intimidate.
Okay. With a bonus die.
I mean, you kind of got the upper hand here. I feel like you get the bonus.
With my bonus die, that's a 2.
Stop.
So that's an extreme success.
Yeah, go ahead and check your intimidate. They stand there and take a step away from the car.
I go, "Ladies, this is our ride now. Come on. We're going to Salem, and you are waiting here by the car that you wrecked. There are consequences to actions. Come on. I'm trying.
Okay.
The doctor isn't gonna like this.
Well, we don't like you." Pearson is
The one who was bleeding from the neck is gonna make a constitution roll. And he fails. He drops down and his eyes shut. The other one runs around to him. Wake up, you son of a bitch. And he slaps him hard across the face, and the orderly who's bleeding from the neck does not come to. Linda gets in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Linda's a boss.
Would you close the door for me, honey? My arm's a bit harmed. In pain.
Joe, in the driver's seat, if you're all right.
You point the gun at Joe.
Joe didn't get out of the car because she took 4 points of damage, and Joe's been like, she's been awake, and you know she's been awake because you've been hearing her sort of like making sounds of like pain. Her head hit the steering wheel, which is pretty, high back in the day. So her head hit the steering wheel along with the
side mirror that she was looking in, the rear view. So so when she takes her head back up and looks at you with the gun pointed in her face, she has a very large piece of glass sort of in her head that has decided to bleed, but since there is still an object there, it's not as bad as you think. Or it's not bleeding as much as it would if it was to be removed.
Okay.
So yeah, a part of the rearview mirror is stuck in her head. And she looks at the gun and she goes, "I promise I wasn't drinking, officer." And she gives you a smile and kind of brings her hand up to have you help her out of the car. Yeah, I'll keep if I can, Becca, I'll keep the gun pointed at the living orderly, and make my way back over to the car to help Joe up. And when I do that, I'm gonna start doing some checks that you would do I want to see if she's going into shock. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to clock her pupils. I'm going to be talking to her. I'm going to start like making conversation and trying to
hey,
I'm to help her into the passenger seat or the back seat.
Peterson, we're going to a hospital.
Well,
that's true. Also, I'm a doctor. It's absolutely fine. Everything's fine. It's actually it's not that bad. It probably hurts a lot, but actually, the more it hurts, the better it is, because your body is I'm full of shit, but it's fine. You're fine. It's good.
Can you wipe some of the blood out of my lip?
You can't see the glass in your head, so your body needs to let you know.
There's a glass in my head.
Oh, that's why it hurts. But now you know, so it will stop hurting so much. It's not so bad. Come on, I'm just helping.
Okay.
Linda rolls down the back of the new car, the stolen car, the back window, so she can point the gun and have your back, so you can focus on Joe. Give me a roll for medicine as you try and patch her up.
What's everyone's health at, by the way?
Linda's at 4, darling.
Oh, so my
6.
baby. Okay. What's wrong?
Rolled really bad.
I don't think you made me worse.
I'm gonna spend so to get from 89 to 70 is 19 luck points.
No, baby girl, no.
I'm gonna spend 19 luck points to make this a success.
You don't have that much luck.
I have 24.
That's like your whole luck. We gotta
Well,
rest
I don't want you. I want you to be okay. So,
Would you like to
I?
push?
Yes, if I can do that, yes. Yeah. Okay, so at first
I think I know a way that you might push.
Okay.
Unless you have an idea.
I have an idea, but I'm happy to hear what yours is.
No,
as well.
you go.
I was gonna say, so in the beginning, I'm very focused on the orderlies and getting the car and dealing with that situation and keeping her from going into shock. And I'm not doing a very good job. And then
and I'm fighting you. I'm like,
and then
I'm fine. I'm fine.
My bedside manner then kicks in. My doctor authority. Look, I am Princeton educated.
Yeah, you are.
I know how to make you feel better now. Hush. And I'm gonna let me focus, and then try and get her to stay still. I'm gonna block everything else out.
Hey,
and focus.
You can use my flask to sanitize.
She just starts like
she just pukes a little bit of it out.
That's all right. Get it out. It's okay. I'll rub her back.
Okay.
So yeah.
Roll for dexterity to see if you step out of the way with your shoes, and then you can push that roll.
I don't. There's a vomit on me, but I don't mind.
Well, good thing you got that roll out of the way. Go ahead and push for medicine.
Peterson, I'm stressed. What is it?
It's worse.
Oh.
It's a 92.
You need to get her to this hospital. You know that you don't have the supplies here. You have a small medical bag, and she's going to lose a lot of blood if you take this glass out of her head. So you just know there's nothing that you can do where you are, but you were headed to the Salem hospital.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to get there. We're already on our way. I can drive us.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Everybody,
you got the keys?
Yeah, they're in the car.
So with that, Millie is immediately going to be like, oh, don't worry, I'll get them. And I'll start going through the keys on the guy. And I'm taking all of these damn keys. The asylum keys, the car keys, his home keys.
Yeah,
all keys. Oh, yeah, we do need keys. And we're just going to do a quick pat down and snatch up all of the keys.
Okay, so I think that the one that you saw the previous night, the one that is always so good at running away, he's not the one that got stabbed. And he was not the driver, but he sees you coming and he's going to take off. He's going to take off into the trees here.
Okay. But you still got the guy that's bleeding.
I was going to say, yeah, apologies for the misspeak on that one. I was actually going for the guy that's unconscious on the ground because that's just easy targets to take everything off of him.
Yeah, well, the other guy ran away when you did this. Linda, as soon as he starts running...
She's going to shoot him.
I love Linda.
I'm going to lay in back with Linda.
She's going to do a firearm check.
I'm gonna just lay my sweet head on Linda while she's firing.
And as you're put in the back seat by Peterson, as Millie's going around to loot this body, or pat down this disabled gentleman, her shot goes way wide. As soon as you lay your head down,
her eyesight's not so good.
Oh, it's well, my eyesight and my aim, and I've also taken some damage. There was 2 of him running. All right, hit it. We'll get him next time.
And give me a roll for luck to see how much you find on this body, Millie.
12 out of 28.
Ooh.
The car keys are definitely in the right side pocket of his pants, and you do find on the waist, on the belt, there is a set of asylum keys.
Beautiful. Does he have a wallet on him?
As you continue to pat him down, no. It seems very strange that he would have no sort of identification whatsoever. But he is like not quite conscious, but then he stirs slightly and he says, "It'll come for you next." As the blood continues to drip from his neck, and then he passes out again. All right.
Okay.
As she gets back into the vehicle, probably in the front passenger seat if Peterson is driving, she'll like lean over the seat and look down over at Joe. And she says, "It's not your $4 or your $4, darling, but Merry Christmas." And she'll drop the asylum keys onto your hips.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Peterson is just going to very focused, start the engine, get going to Salem Hospital, and just not deal with the fact that they have left a dying man on the side of the road, which is pretty anti a lot of the things that they believe in. But not going to deal with that right now. We have to get these 2 to the hospital, or they are also going. I have to save who I can. So on the way, just going to get there as fast as I can.
Linda is sitting behind Millie in the car and leans forward and whispers in your ear,
"Just like the old days."
As you drive down the road towards Salem, as the sun is beginning to get lower in the sky. And Peterson, as it does, you look up and you notice just a thin sliver of moon left. It tells you the new moon is tonight.
Tonight?
Oh, God.
And with that, we'll end for this evening. Just a reminder to our wonderful friends watching at home or wherever you might be that this show, The Calyx, is supported by Chaosium Inc., the wonderful publishers of Call of Cthulhu. We are so grateful that they are our sponsor. Just want to shout out one extra thing. If you go to their website, chaosium.com, you can use Calyx S3 for Season 3 at checkout for 10% off everything. And the reason it's so extra special over there is that you get a free PDF every every time you buy a hard copy, which is why it's preferable to other places you can buy it on the internet, because then you can always reach, you can, do things like I do and have access to the PDFs digitally in order to put up all these beautiful images that come with the scenario. And also, if you buy the PDF online and then you later decide to buy the hard copy, you'll get the discounted price there. Very big switch from the climax that we just had, and we are going to discuss this episode in our after show specifically for our patrons. Head to patreon.com/goodtimesociety, and at any tier level you'll get access to those videos if you're interested. We're so grateful that you're watching the show, and a huge thank you one more time to Bridgett Jeffries, Gina DeVivo, and Paula Deming, our intrepid investigators who will be finding out what else will happen at Danvers State Lunatic Asylum in the new moon coming this evening, which we will resolve next week on Tuesday. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Night.
Bye.